sponsor, Manscaped.
Uh-huh.
You know, have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped. What are you thinking about
Love
Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
So Manscaped is a
You-
must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to
Oh,
go
I
do the
know
deed
where-
on a
I
woman,
know where
would you
he's
rather
going.
have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Racing stripe.
Retro Bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro Bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to
Wow.
wander into that.
That's
thought
very
of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a
Wow.
smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh, look
but-
what you found. Ooh.
I got to be all honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it! I found
have
it!
you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
What is
retro? Just,
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
like
46.
it pops
of
out?
course.
Do you like walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's
through.
a trooper. He's a trooper. Got to give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven does, Manscaped could help you.
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
but
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break, and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick.
I'm Rosa Mendez, and I'm here at the #1 Long Island broadcast, Monte and Pharaoh. I had the best time ever!
Hey, listen, Daddy, you're listening to the #1 broadcast, Monte and Pharaoh, Daddy, in Long Island. The best pro wrestling broadcast of all time, I think.
Jimmy, I got to tell you, man, it feels good to be back on YouTube. It was quite disappointing what happened to us, but we bounced back fairly quickly.
Well, what else would we do? We're almost at 5,000 subscribers.
Well, speaking of that, man,
Yeah.
we need more members.
Okay.
What do you think we need to do to get the people of those 5,000 subscribers to come on and join the team as a Monte and a Pharaoh member?
Nudity is out of the question. Any other ideas?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But what I do have a few ideas.
Well, just like Prel, they should tell 2 friends, and they could tell 2 friends, and so on and so on. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Check out all our content.
But that's, you know what? That's why you're the star of the show, because guess what? Members get special content. Even we spoke about it. Pharaoh came to me one day and he goes, man, what's the deal? I can't even watch some of these videos because I'm not a member. And I said, there you go, Pharaoh. You got to be a member because this is what the members get. They get free content
Nice.
that none of the other fans that watch this show get.
That's right.
You get free autographs from some of these wonderful stars that come in, right?
Nice.
All you do is you go to the MNP webpage, or right, our own page,
Yeah.
and shoot us an email and say, hey, man, I want a picture of Tommy Rich. I want a picture of whatever. And boy, that's
We
on its
give
way.
them their choice.
That's right.
We rock.
We do rock.
And you need to rock too. Join.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Jizz Talking for a Sunday night. We are honored to have our good friend Ona Zee with us. Ona, how are we doing tonight?
We're doing great. And I'm not made up because I was watching the Oscars, so you'll have to forgive me in this interview.
You are just fine and dandy, so you don't have to worry about makeup or anything. We're not the Oscars, but we may be more entertaining.
Right.
So anyway, we have a number of people on here, and of course, a number of maybe your friends are on here, and of course, we're going to promote a couple things as well. You're going to be the main push on this is you're going to be at Cinema Wasteland in Ohio. That's going to be March 31st, April 1st, and April 2nd. I can't wait to have you there.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and Ona, let's just dive right in real quick. What have you been up to lately?
Oh my gosh. Well, I am writing my book, and I think it's going to be great. It's a topic about the adult industry that no one has ever recognized. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, so somebody else will do it first. But Tim and I have been working on it for a long time. So I've been doing that. I did podcasts. I did several podcasts. And unfortunately, I have been sick for the last several years. I had lung cancer. And I know this is terrible to say, but I had COVID 3 times, and I had a bad accident, and I had to have a hip replacement. So I've been a little bit busy getting well.
Wow. Well, and it's just fortunate that you can make a trip to Ohio in spite of all this.
Well, I'm pretty far away from all of that. I mean, I'm about 10 months out, but I had lung cancer 2.5 years ago. And, it's fine. They removed my upper lung, and it was tough, but it's fine now.
Okay. Well, let's just start off with Richard Pacheco has been on here since 3 hours ago because he has demanded to talk first. Anyway, Richard Pacheco's with us. Go ahead and hit your unmute button there, and we'll get going on that.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
You bet.
Hi.
Okay. I want everyone to know that when I get around Ona Zee, I get ungepatschke, which is a Yiddish word for hot and bothered.
It's so good to see you.
I met her on like the first movie after I retired from acting. I was the AD for Anthony Spinelli, and I'm on the set, and this woman comes on, and I want her. I want her. I had to sit there and watch fucking Robert Bullock fuck her brains out. I hated him. I wanted her.
You're so cute.
Ona was one of the few women who was in touch with her own sexuality. She was there because she could act, but she was having a good time while she was there. And that was a rare doubleheader for an actor to come across a woman like that. And I really wanted to turn at that, but it was AIDS. And my wife had said, I will kill you if you ever fuck anybody besides me. That's all there is to it.
Right.
So I told everybody last week, we had somebody not show up who was supposed to be in the interview. And I was talking about you, and I was saying that with you, I had the first experience of being jealous of the other guys.
Wow.
I wanted you. You were amazing.
All alone, yeah.
All alone in a crowd. I didn't care. I just wanted to turn, you just were something special. And I always felt that way about you.
Thank you. And, we always made great movies together and had a lot of fun. And, I was sorry when you retired because I'm like, now what am I going to do? My favorite guy is gone. But you look great.
Well, I love when you told me that you got around John Leslie and you just about pass out from the heat coming off his body.
Yeah.
That's where you first used the word ungepatschke.
Yeah, we understand each other, don't we?
Yeah.
So you've been well? Everything's good?
Yeah, we're old, but we're still here.
Yeah.
John and Sam ain't. So long and keep on trucking.
Exactly. I don't know what they're doing now. I sold my business kind of at my peak, and when the industry really turned.
Who is the Tim in your life that you were talking about doing the book with?
Oh, Tim is my agent.
Okay.
My agent. And he's been incredibly helpful, very sweet. We tried to do it with a couple of writers, but really the story has to come from me. So a writer, one of the writers, I don't know, about 6 weeks ago sent me what he wrote, which was terrible. And so I just started writing over it. And I found that it came easily. It was true. It was my heart. It's what I really feel. And I'm hoping this week and maybe next week before we go away, I can almost finish it, which would be great.
Any help I can be to you in that department, I'm available. I'll be glad to read it and review it for you if you like. Just let me know.
I will. Absolutely. Where are you living?
Berkeley, same place as back then.
Wow. So that's really cool.
Still married to the same woman, which is 53 years.
Congratulations. And you guys have kids.
She still threatens to kill me if I fuck it up.
And you have children, right?
And grandchildren.
Wow. That's
my son has made his debut as a director. He did 3 films producing and directing for Erica Lust.
Really?
Yeah. And he's all woke and stuff. So there are different kind of sexual politics, which is, for me, very welcome. I was quite at odds with the sexual politics of our day, but I was happy to get a career out of it anyway.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's wonderful. I have 4 stepchildren and 4 step grandchildren.
Wow.
My oldest is 20 and she's going to Baylor. They're just so smart. It's scary. They're so smart.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to be a hog here. Let other people say hello to you.
Right.
Okay. I love you. And
I love you too.
I'll contact you. Stay well.
Okay.
Thanks, Richard. Hey, James is with us. James is going to be in Exotica in April with us. So, James, go ahead. Question for Ona.
Yes, Ona Zee, wonderful to meet you. I can't tell you just how much of an honor this is for me. I mean, you were there during my formative years. Would you like that?
Good. I'm so glad I could help you out.
Yeah, very much so. You've done so much in the industry. You've not only performed, you've directed, you've produced, you've done so much. And I believe, what was the first movie that you directed? Was it Our Dinner with Andrea?
Our Dinner with Andrea.
Yeah, that's right. What is probably your favorite aspect of, or which did you prefer doing, acting or directing or producing, or what is
It's like saying, what's your favorite child? I love to act. I felt that when I finally got my production company going, I was 45, I think. And I loved every minute of all of it. I can't say, directing was great. Producing,
did you find it harder directing other people or just being a producer? Or I'm sorry, just being a performer?
No, I didn't. I think what I'm known for best of all is that I am real. When I have an orgasm, it's real. I'm nothing about me is fake. I love sex and had a lot of it. But directing other people in sex films, you can't really do too much. I mean, you have to kind of like work your way around it because they're going to do what comes naturally anyway. Right. So I think that, honestly, I can't tell you that I liked one or the other. I love the fact that you just like the whole aspect of just creating the. Yeah, but I love the fact that I'm the only woman to distribute worldwide and internationally. That was tough, and it was good. And I'm sure as in all businesses, there are groups of people who control the industry. So I call them my fraternity of men. And they made it difficult, especially at first. And then it was much easier after I really got my teeth into it. And I They did some things I didn't like, but you know, I really loved my business.
Right.
And I can't say which is better.
Right, right. Well, before I go, I just want to tell you that one of my favorite performances, not only from you, but just of all time, is from Portrait of an Affair. I thought that was just such an amazing performance from you.
Thank you.
And I just, this, like I said, this is an honor just to be able to speak to you. And thank you so much for doing this.
It's an honor to speak to you. You take care.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, James. Hey, let's go to Charles. Charles is with us from San Francisco. And Charles, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. It was a good day. Hello, how are you?
Good.
I had a question for you because I looked this up. I always try and get a little bit of background about the people who come on Patrick's show. And I had a question for you. I saw that you attempted to unionize the adult industry.
Yes,
I did. Could you talk a little bit about that, please?
Well, I felt like the Norma Ray of porn. Remember Norma Ray?
Yeah.
And I did, you know, I'm just going to say this. I'm just smart. And I knew what was going on. There's Richard laughing. And I felt that we deserved to have what SAG actors have for reruns, because the movies that you make are broken up to so many other movies. And it's actually not fair to, you know, to us not to get more money every time. It's like in a commercial, you always get paid for the rerun or whatever. Right. But I was blackballed for a while and they were mad at me. And then came AIDS. And I'm so lucky, but I got to say that this man, Jonathan, can't remember his last name, maybe Richard remembers it, Jonathan, he was English and he came down with HIV. And I really stepped it up. I got on the bandwagon and I said, you know, listen, you guys, you know, we have to use condoms. And, you know, the rhetoric back to me was, well, then it won't be real. You know, it won't feel the same. Well, no, it won't feel the same, but you'll save your life.
Yeah.
So I made it that you had to wear a condom. You had to, unless you signed a waiver. So that, you know, it said that I'm held harmless if you choose not to wear a condom.
Mm-hmm.
But it was hard. I mean, you know, I saw things, having been an actress for years, that needed to be done. And the fraternity didn't want to do it. So, you know, I got really tough at one point. People thought I was mean and horrible, and maybe I was, but I had to be that way to get things done. I'm not that way. Really.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Who were the women that supported you in your effort?
No one. Oh, I think, what's her name? Redhead, long legs.
Phaedra Grant?
No. But anyway, I had one. Oh, there was Sharon Kane supported me and some other women because, you know, for us, it's like we have to buy the clothes, we have to do the makeup, we have to get our hair done, our nails done, everything. So it's really an expense. You have to keep yourself up. And I felt that because we were making maybe $3,000 a movie or whatever it wasn't enough. And that movie, as it turned out, I sold my company. But I know now the 300 movies I made altogether in almost 30 years for myself and for others have been just chopped. And why aren't I getting a residual for that? That it doesn't, it seems ridiculous to me. But in the adult business, as you know, they're greedy and strong, really strong. And so there was no way for me to, you know, to get over that. I just finally had to shut up and do what I did in my own company.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that. Cartrell's with us. Cartrell, how are you doing tonight?
Cartrell, you listening? I don't think he's hearing.
Nope. Oh well. We'll move over to Morty. Morty, how we doing tonight?
Doing good, Patrick. How you doing?
Oh, we're doing good. We got Ona on the line.
Oh yeah. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello, Ona. So nice to meet you.
You too.
Yeah. Yeah. You was always one of my favorites. I was telling everybody on the group how excited I am that you was coming on.
Thank you.
I really don't have a question other than just saying I appreciate everything you've done. I think you're very talented, beautiful.
Thank you.
And you got an old school. You always had an old school Hollywood look about you.
Yeah.
Elegant.
Yeah, I do.
Elegant.
Thank you.
And smart. And I agree, you are smart. You could tell watching your movies. You could tell who
is and who isn't.
Right, and what they bring. And I always thought you, other than just the sex and being beautiful, I just, I could just, what's the word I'm looking? Authentic. You were authentic. And,
yes, I'm very authentic.
And
be any other way.
And it's women like you that made the industry so much better. So,
hallelujah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
All right. Thanks a lot, Morty.
Well,
that's where I came from. Is I always held you in the same regard of like a Kay Parker or a Veronica Hart. You didn't just make fuck films. You made adult cinema.
I did.
There is a difference. And
I wanted to make film. I love movies. I love film. And I made a series of film noir series, which was terrific. And I had a great writer at that time. And, I wanted it to be a story that led into having sex. And people I worked for with Anthony Spinelli, he was like my godfather. He loved me. So I made every film that he ever produced. I was in. And I won an award for All American Girl. So I wasn't filing my nails behind the couch when I was getting fucked from behind. No, it wasn't happening.
Sure. Hey, with us is another golden ager, Sean Elliott, who again just missed out on another one, didn't you, Sean?
I quit too fucking soon, man. Hi, Ona. So following Richard, I thought that Patrick would catch me next, and I'm glad he didn't, but just to pretend that he did. So, excuse me. Baruch atah Eloheinu Eloheinu melech haolam b'lei pri ha'kofen.
Thank
you. You're welcome.
Bore Pariha Ona.
I had to do it. So, I mean, another Jew in porn. So, yeah, I'm one of the tribe too. But I left. My story is, it was mainstream. Went to the actor studio and all that. It's soap opera. I was all New York in 81 and then left in 84. And because I wanted to go back to mainstream. And at that time, as you know, especially with my DNA, I had dreams of my niece seeing this. Right. And I said, I gotta quit. Big mistake, but I did. But I did about 9 films, and they were all like with the best people. And they were good.
Good.
And I left in 84, like Scoundrels and Firestorm, worked with John Leslie and a lot of all the people you're naming, And then you came along, and I with these beautiful chicks and girls, and Lisa DeLeo might have been the redhead if you were talking about her.
Maybe.
But I'm looking at you, and I'm saying I like what Marty said, but what I see coming from where I see a girl on the Upper West Side, Riverside Drive, a brunette, cute as a button, and I knew you had talent because I did. Even though I left for a little bit, I would follow, for lack of a better word, I like actor better, but a star, and I followed you. And I'm not puffing you up because you can read right through it. You were great. You could act.
Yeah.
And your fucking was real and you felt it. That's how I was on scene, because you have to become that character.
Right.
And going back to what you would espoused on the your fight, you're like Don Quixote and Norma Ray and all that. But the thing is, what I see, my 2 cents, my 1 cent, because in mainstream film, the best actors would demand SAG and AFTRA and the residuals. And in our world, unfortunately, there was a smaller bit of real acting talent. You had Leslie and you had Richard, you had Joey Silvera and Eric Edwards and people on that end. And I'd like to think I did my small part there. No jokes. But but now it's like the powers that be were greedy, like you said, and they don't give a fuck because they can just find another person off the Dairy Queen and take a role to shoot content.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons I think the business will never get back to where it was, even the attempt. I think it's more, because people like you would strengthen it. Then real talent, then we'd get the status and the respect that they tried to do 40 years ago when Jackie Kennedy was coming to see Deep Throat. So I appreciate all the work you're doing. I think you're gorgeous. I live in Ohio, so I'm going to see you.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Me too. So I'll have Patrick get all the information to where it is and everything, please. I'd love to and connect with you. And plus, it's a blood thing, so I got to protect you in my state when you're here anyway.
Yes.
So it's nice to meet you, and I'll let everybody else chat. But
I'm
thank
really
you for your work.
appreciative of your words and your life, and I really want to meet you. I can't wait. I bought these fabulous clothes that I can wear to this convention. So, you know me, I'm a Jewish girl. I need clothes.
We have the bling, yes. Chandra, you'll be beautiful. I can't wait to see you.
Thank you. Love you. Thank you.
Love you too.
All right. Thanks a lot, Sean. Yeah, Ona will be at Cinema Wasteland the last weekend of March. Well, it's March 31st, April 1st, and April 2nd. So won't want to miss out on that. I will post information on where that is and exactly where it's at in our adult entertainment group. So if you're looking to head over there, I know Joseph will be there and Sean will be there, and we're going to have a whole lot of people there. Darby D is with us. Darby, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic, and I was gonna bring up the labor union. That was the first thing that jumped out at me because I've seen like a couple of clips of your stuff. You are freaking gorgeous.
Thank you.
And everybody gushing about your authenticity and your genuine nature that really speaks to me. I try to in the stuff that I do, in streaming or interactions with folks. I try and stay honest and connected. But the idea that you were trying to get everybody unionized, get them. It's one of the things I hate about the industry is that there's just not enough protection for people. And then when somebody like you wants to say, hey, no, we can elevate ourselves, we can protect ourselves. When you said Norma Ray, I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm Norma Ray. And you know what?
And good on you for, getting your own company together so that you could do it your way. Damn, woman.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. It was hard, but I did it. But I loved it. And when you have your own company, you're working 7 days a week, 24/7. And I started my company by dancing in clubs around the country, and even in Australia and Africa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I would have my base salary, and then I would have tips, and I'd go home with that, and I would do other people's movies for rent and what have you, and save my money to open my company. So it really worked out well.
You had drive and purpose. It's fantastic.
I figured if I'm going to be in the industry, I might as well be the best. Don't be the worst, be the best.
Okay.
Fantastic. No, you are an inspiration. Everything that I keep hearing and what I've been reading, and it's just like, this is somebody I need to emulate.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. You two are beautiful. And we'll give you guys my email. He'll give you my email so you guys can text me or write me or whatever.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay,
You're welcome.
thanks, Darby. Hey, John is with us. I haven't seen John since I was in LA in January. How you doing, John?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. Question for Ona.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Good to see you all.
Hi.
Hello, Miss Ona.
Hi.
It's a pleasure and a privilege to speak with you.
Thank you.
It's just, for all through the early part of your career, I always wanted to marry you. I thought you were just so gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you.
My only question was kind of, I know you're due to do the convention at the end of the month. Do you see yourself perhaps like willing to see yourself doing more public appearances in the future, like more conventions?
A lot, because as I said earlier, I'm writing a book, and the book is really an important piece of information for it's, of course, it's my story welded into what I would like to see happen. And I think it is really important piece of work. And I'm going to have to go, around the country and do personal appearances. And, it's something I haven't done in a while. I don't know if you heard this, but I've been sick. I had cancer, et cetera. So I'm fine now. But I had to really back off and just stop everything to get well. But I'm really looking forward to this personal appearance. I hope you come see me.
I hope that you find your way to LA, and I will definitely come see you.
Okay. Are you in LA?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Yes, absolutely. So like the other folks who I've spoken to, I'm going to give Patrick my email, and I'm more than happy to receive your email or Instagram or whatever it is, and I'll keep you posted.
Thank you so much. Continued success to you.
Thank you, and to you. God bless.
Thank you.
Right.
Oh no, are you going to go to the Exoticas? Are you going to go up in Chicago possibly in April? The Exoticas?
Oh, I might. Yeah, I'll talk to my agent. So I might be in Exotica, and it would be a good time for me since I am writing the book, and I hope for it to be finished, like I said, and we should have it out by then. So April what?
When is it, Patrick? I know I'm going to be up there.
21st through the 23rd.
Yeah, so I'll ask my agent about it, and I'll try and get in there.
Love to see you. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Hey, Joseph is with us. Joseph, you're going to be seeing Ona coming up.
Yes, I am. Definitely going to be there.
Hi.
I'm going to be out at the Cinema Wasteland about 2 weeks from now. So I'm going to enjoy that. Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Two of my all-time favorites have recommended you beyond belief. Miss Gina Fine loves you to death, as does Chloe Nicole. So it'll be an absolute blast meeting you. So I'm going to have a lot of fun and get everything taken care of for everybody. It's just going to be a blast. I'm going to enjoy this to no end.
Well, you get lots of hugs from
about
me.
3 or 4 weeks, so
you get lots of hugs from me, and I'm really
I'll
looking.
take every last one, and I'll pass them on.
And bring whatever you want me to sign for you.
I've got lots of goodies already packed away and ready to go. I've got a bunch of photos. I know you're going to have some, so I'm going to take a look at what you have as well as what I'm bringing. And the DVDs are still hard to find. So.
Yeah, I know they are. I think the company I sold to, I don't know where they went. Yeah.
Yeah. So I managed to find probably about 7 or 8 DVDs at the moment. I've got 1 or 2 people sending me things to get signed. So it ought to be a very good show, and I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you can do more shows for everybody.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your love and participation and everything. And I can't wait to meet you too.
All righty. Thank you kindly, and you have a good day.
You bet. Thank you, Joseph.
I enjoyed the show.
You bet.
No problem, Patrick.
Yeah, Joseph's going to take one of my posters, and you'll have a chance to sign that, which is fantastic. I've got over 43 legends on it, which and it's an AFAA poster, American Film Association, Film Association of America, and so that went from like 68 to 92, and so anybody who performed between 68 and 92 is on that poster, and you'll be on there too. So
great.
Can't wait for you to sign that. Hey, we've got Mr. Danny Black with us. Danny, good to have you.
What's up, man? I finally made it.
You got 5 speeding tickets on the way home, but you made it.
Yeah, man. Driving from the swap meet, I had to get some hats to make for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, good.
Hey, it's so nice to see you.
You too.
I got an interesting question.
Sure.
Especially since back in the day, you were one of the first performers filming with black guys.
Oh, yeah.
At least far as for me growing up. And one of our favorites back then was this guy named F.M. Bradley.
I got to tell you something. Everybody asked me about him. Every single person I talk to or email or Instagram. I don't know where he is. Do you?
No, I was going to ask you, what was it like working with him and if it was pleasant or memorable, since we all remember some of his quotes.
Oh, yeah, very memorable. He was a real big, tall guy. He was handsome. And believe it or not, gentle for the size of his cock was huge.
Right.
So it was kind of hard for me to take that in. So we did a lot of anal stuff together. And I just found him to be a gentleman, a very nice man, and very sexy guy.
Oh, cool. Yeah. What was your experience like back then? I guess like nowadays, you got social media, so you can have people respond nicely, virally, or they can respond poorly.
Well,
back then,
I was the first person to have the internet, and all the guys were like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're a woman." I said, "Okay, in a year from now at the CES convention, you will all have it. Okay, you will all have the internet."
Right.
And, back then, it was a really exciting time for me. I came from the acting world. I had done a lot of other things. I'd been in retail for years and came from the acting world. And when I got in the business, I was sober. I've been sober 41 years, if that tells you anything. And my drug of choice was cocaine, but it was done. And the only thing that was hard for me being in scenes was the people I worked with were immature. I was already in my 30s, so they were very immature. So they would do things like put a line of Coke on my, where I'm supposed to stand, or put it in your mouth. And so I would kiss them, but then I would say, wait, you gotta wait a minute, I gotta brush my teeth because I can't ingest this.
Right.
And they got it after a while, but that is a huge problem in our industry is drugs, a huge problem. And I just want to say, and I say this in the book, that anyone who comes into adult did not come from a perfect life. You were abused, you were incested, something happened to you. And when you come into the business, it's like the family you never had. Everybody just comes and warms you up and tells you you're wonderful, you're beautiful, you can do no wrong. And so why would you ever want to leave that? I never wanted to leave it. I found it to be incredible. Right. So as we've said and other people have acknowledged, I am very authentic. So, I think I had a few moments on screen with FM that were pretty hysterical, and we left them in there. Like, no, I can't do this. Wait a minute. You have to stop rolling film, okay? Because this hurts. But he was terrific. He was terrific. And I'm glad you brought him up because so many people, the problem is I can't remember the name of the titles, but if you dredge one up, I could probably remember it.
Yeah, see, I can't remember because it's funny. At the time when I turned 18 in 1990, I was in high school, so that was when I was allowed to actually go rent foreign flicks.
Right.
You go through the double door. But
right.
Before then, I was sneaking them through my brother's VHS.
Oh, perfect.
So I was renting 4 or 5 at a time, just checking them out now that I could finally go ahead and do it. And one of his classic lines was, make it wink at me. He used to say, make it wink at me. And my friends were like, man, if you ever meet somebody that shot with him, find out if he was really cool like that.
He was. He was very cool and calm and collected. And And there was another black man too, Sean, what was his name?
Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, exactly. And he was well dressed, totally in it, about himself. He became really famous. And I don't know what's happened to him either. Of course, we all get older. And so
He's on social media now. You can see him on Facebook.
Yeah,
really?
I think he's doing trans porn now. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's EMT in Las Vegas as well.
Thank you very much.
Oh, he's out here with me.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, man, I hope I get to meet you at some Exotica maybe, or
I may do the Exotica show. It was just brought up to me, so I probably will be doing it in April. And come see.
All right. Oh man. See, I got a beach fetish now, so I do the one in Miami. I'm gonna see if I can get to Chicago, but I already said I'm gonna try to hit Miami for sure since I live in Vegas. I'm so into that. But shoot, I will definitely come try to get an autograph and a picture.
No problem.
I'm so late coming in. I don't even know if you still film or how you apply to be a co-star or what have you. But
no, I don't. I retired from films. When I met my husband, who's the absolute angel of the world. He's just an amazing man. He's so smart too. He's like way smarter than I am or anybody I know. I fell in love with him, and I was already at an age where I felt like I did my thing. I can stop now. And I did. I kept producing and directing.
Okay.
And would bring films out. But if I was in them, it would be peripherally. Like I did a thing called a really great series where Stud Finders. So a couple of girls, there'd be a guy in a motel, and I would go, look, this guy is so hot. We want to fuck him, right? And then I would pretend to get a phone call from my husband. Oh, hi. What? You need me now? I'm kind of busy. And that would get me out. So I didn't have to participate in the sex part. But I did that for a long time, and that worked really well.
Oh, cool. Okay. I saw some credits that it said like 2009 or something, so I wasn't sure. All right. Well, thanks for letting me know that.
Thank you, and I hope to meet you soon.
Thanks. Hope to see you too.
Okay.
Thanks, Danny. Always great to have Danny step in. And he made
Thanks, Pat.
He made me those hats back there, and they're so cool. And it's just fantastic to have him. I always keep track of him on social media. Hey, we're talking with Ona Zee this week on our show, jizztalking.com. Next week, we are going to talk to a legend's son, Gerard Damiano Jr. will be with us next week. We're going to talk about Deep Throat and The Devil and Miss Jones and everything associated with those movies. And he's taking Deep Throat across the country. He's taking it overseas, and we're going to talk a little bit about what he's doing there. Again, don't forget, you can see us at www.jizztalking.com. Follow us on Twitter at jizztalking. And right now we have Eric with us. Eric, go ahead.
Hey, Ona, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. I just want to say one thing is that when the fans get to see legends and people they dreamed about on the screen and talking to them directly, it blows me away. So thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for being here.
And second, you don't need any makeup at all. I'll tell you that here now. So you look incredible.
I had my hair done yesterday, thank God, but I apologize. But I appreciate what you say, Richard.
No
you're
problem.
laughing at me.
I normally don't have too many questions, but with you, I got a million questions, but I'll just ask this one. This thing that's been going on for a while now about being addicted to porn, guys being addicted to porn, or some people say it's no such thing as a porn addiction. Some people say if you can still go to work and, pay your bills, you're not addicted. But on the other side, they're saying that guys that watch a lot of porn get desensitized. And then when they're with their wives or girlfriends or something like that, they have a hard time because it's not somebody like you, there. What's your take on that?
I think that, I did a lot of talk shows and I've done a lot of magazine stuff. And I think that if you have an addictive personality, you might be addicted to some porn. And of course, if you're jerking off all the time, to me or whoever, it is very hard because you're the public, you're not performers. So you would be unable to have another sexual encounter with your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever. It's not like the adult films. I mean, these guys are honed, they can have sex, 3 times in a day. I think the most sex scenes I ever did was 6 in a day for Anthony Spinelli.
Oh,
Yeah. But, and I loved it. I had a great time, a lot of energy. But I would say that people that are addicted, I was addicted to cocaine until I was 30, and then I got sober. So I've been sober 41 years, almost 42 years. So that'll tell you how old I am. But I think it's the mentality. Maybe they're not satisfied, and this is the only thing that makes them satisfied as a human being is to watch their favorite porn star. And I've had this question asked me a lot of times. And I think it's an individual thing. I don't think, I was just thinking about, what's her name? The woman's lawyer who's really big. Anyway,
Gloria Steinem.
Yes, Gloria Steinem. And she
Gloria Steinem.
denounces adult. And I have an issue with that because adult isn't hurting anyone.
Right.
You're not hopefully dying for it. Hopefully you're well and you're enjoying yourself, because that's always been my intention, is to bring joy to people, make a difference in your life so that you can have a better relationship with your wife, your girlfriend, your man, whatever it is. And so when I hear Gloria Steinem go on about, porn is bad, it's addicting, I don't think she knows the first thing about it. And I think you have to be in it to get it.
Yeah.
To really understand it.
Sounds good to me.
Say one thing on that. Just one thing, one opinion. I think that, if you're doing this as a profession, Eric, and you can get my scenes for most partners, I really loved it and got into the scene. It's a real orgasm. It's real love. I'd like to become that character, kind of method, like without sounding fa-fa. You get into it. But the thing is, you're also aware that you've got to get your shot, right? Oh no, Richard, you've got to get your shot. So you're doing a camera. So unless you are setting up cameras in your home, I'm not saying good or bad all the time, I think it's taking inventory in a person that's porn takes you can learn from it, but it really is more of the front part of your brain. If you get it, you're blowing a load. But when you're actually working, you're getting, you might really be involved with that the person or people that you're with in the scene, but you are also aware that you're getting paid to make the scene good for the director. So at that same time, that's porn sex. It's different than home sex. You can love the person for a moment on a shoot and really feel it, but it is different. If you're making love like that to your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, then that also can be a problem, because what you're seeing
isn't real.
Isn't real.
I mean,
it's a fantasy.
He's authentic and I'm very authentic. I mean, and I have the ability to orgasm like 15 times, but it still is a movie, and you have to remember it's a movie, and it's not my intention to have anybody become addicted to, sex. I mean, you see it on TV, on Law and Order, you see all that crap, but I really think it's up to the person, and they have to realize that they're really into the movie and they're living a fantasy, and that's where it should stay, in its own little box. And you can replay it a million times if you want. Doesn't matter.
All right. Hey, let's move on. That we got another special guest that came to join us, Scott Schwartz. How you doing, Scott?
Hey,
Hi,
boss.
Scott. How are
Hey,
you?
boss lady. How are you, babe?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. This is the first one of these I've ever joined, but for you, I had to do it.
Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. You're such a cute little button still. What are you doing?
Still working. Just, did movies and other stuff, and hit me up, get my number, just text me and I'll talk to you. It's okay.
Yeah.
This is about you today.
Well, what do you want to know, or don't you want to know?
I just wanted to say hi and see your smiling face.
Well, I love you, and I think of you often, believe it or not, and hope that you're well and thriving. And like I said,
Yes.
I'm going to give him my email, and you can find me on Instagram as well.
Yeah, I don't do that shit.
Oh, too bad. Then you'll just have to call me.
I'll call you.
Okay. I would love it. I love you,
sweetheart.
Thank you.
Scott,
You got
thanks
it,
for stopping
boss.
by. Thanks for
You
stopping
got it,
by.
Patrick.
You bet. Alex is with us. Alex has been waiting patiently here. So go ahead, Alex. Question for Ona Zee.
Hi, thanks for having me. So Ona, I had a question about the time that you were trying to unionize the adult industry. I was wondering if you could do it over again, if there was something that you could do differently to like achieve different results, for lack of a better term.
In terms of immunization, I worked my ass off trying to figure out how to make it work. So people would get the test so they could make the movie. And then they wouldn't wear a condom. But it came down to, in the latter years of my work, that you had to have a test for every movie. Director would not let you on set. So I knew this plastic surgeon, Dr. Boris. He's in Culver City, Los Angeles, Culver City. And I had mentioned to him that it would be really good to have like a nurse's bus or something that could go to the set and test people. And he loved it. So we formed that testing thing. And, we opened clinics everywhere. And it was easy for the performers to get tested. And some of them came up, not so good. They had HIV. So it was really wonderful to be able to work with Dr. Boris. He was easy. He was a fan of mine. And Sharon Mitchell took it over. I was too busy and she took it over. So if you talk to her, she'll tell you she created the whole thing or whatever, but she didn't. And I'm glad I had an opportunity to do that. And I don't think I could have done it any other way. There were too many roadblocks from the guys in the business who did, sold toys or what do I want to say? Did printing. They had the printing presses. They had all kinds of money. There was big pushback because I think they were afraid, oh my God, what if somebody does come up with HIV, which this guy Jonathan did have, and he went back to London, to England. So it's one of the things I'm really proud of, that I got to participate in that. And I hope they're still doing that. I know the movies aren't what they used to be. I know that. So I'm hoping that people on their own will go get tested. Like I said, I'm very lucky, never got anything, knock on wood. So that's all I can tell you about that.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Alex. Derek is with us. Derek's a newcomer here. It's his first night in, and we're throwing him right to the legend Ona Zee. How about that, Derek?
Absolutely. Hi, Ona.
Hi. How are you, cutie?
Well, thank you. I was very fortunate to be talking to Howie earlier today, and not only told me about this Zoom conference, but told me, hey, Ona Zee is going to be on there. I'm sure I know who Ona Zee is, and I have to echo what Morty said. I don't have much of a question, but rather when Howie mentioned Ona Zee, the first thing I remembered to echo Morty in his comment about just the professionalism and the exoticness. I remembered a role, and it was probably in the mid-90s. It involved a garden, maybe the secret garden.
Yeah, I wonder that. Yeah.
Yeah, the silk gloves in front of the obelisk.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just
genius.
so artful, and just absolutely classy. And I'm glad to hear you're doing well, despite the health issues recently. So keep doing well.
I am.
It's so very nice to say hi to you.
Oh,
Stay
thank
well.
you so much. You're adorable. Thank you.
All right. Well, Derek, you're welcome back anytime. Just we do this every week. Next week, Gerard Damiano Jr. will be with us. So, and right now we have the biggest Mike Horner fan there is out there. Jessica, Jessica, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you? Long time no see.
Yeah.
So you're a Mike Horner fan?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, he's, I think Mike Horner hasn't been well for a long time. He has, is it Mike Horner? Yeah, I think he has arthritis in his joints, in his legs. And a friend of mine who's a writer, Touchstone, her name is Touchstone, but she has seen him in the valley, and he's walking with a crutch or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. But he was a great, I mean, I did so many movies with him because remember in the old days when I started, it was just a handful of people. It was Richard Pacheco, it was me, it was Nina, it was Sharon Kane. Richard, you probably remember some of the other guys. It was John Leslie. And so we were really a family. So I got to work a lot with him. And he did make a movie that did very well. I distributed it for him. He didn't think I did a good job, but I distributed it for him. I tried to tell him the pitfalls, but he wasn't listening. He's, I don't know if he's working. Have you seen him lately?
Yeah, I had supper with him a few years ago.
Oh my God.
And,
is that your wife, Patrick?
No, that's Sharon Mitchell.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's Sharon Mitchell?
Yep.
My blonde girlfriend? Oh, wow. Mike looks good.
Yeah, he was a dancer of some sort, and he said all his joints are just shot to hell.
Yeah, they are. So he's been walking with crutches. I know that. I feel.
But
really
he runs an Airbnb up in rural Portland, and Sharon used to live in Portland, so I stayed with Sharon for about a long weekend, and my wife and I went up there to see her. Anyway, we met with Mike and had a fun time.
good. I loved Sharon. She was my favorite girl.
So, Jessica, anything else for Ona?
Actually, Ona, I do want to ask you a question.
Sure.
What was your favorite part about being in the business?
The sex.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
that's great. Yeah.
I mean, Richard, I love it. The idea of being able to act was really great because in the real world, when you're trying to get a part or something, it's so freaking hard. But in adult, I just said it was a family, and I got a chance to really feel that support and that love for almost 30 years. It was very hard to give up, but I have to say the sex because I like sex, and
doesn't like sex.
Yeah, and I like all the partners I was with and all the opportunities I have had to be with wonderful women and men. They're just irreplaceable, and I would never change a thing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Jessica, for stopping by. Let's see if I can unmute Jonias and see if Jonias has a question. Jonias, go ahead.
That's you.
I really don't speak English very well, but I'm Brazilian, and I'm a big fan of you.
Thank you.
I want to know about your non-sex movie. I don't know how to say in Rapture, Provoked,
in Rapture,
and The Art of Dying. How was the experience?
Well, in Rapture, if I'm not mistaken, I think John Leslie directed me. I mean, I had the best experiences when John was directing me because if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, in Rapture, I think he wouldn't let me wear any makeup, and I had to be totally natural. I'm trying to remember. It's hard to remember. There's 300 movies going through my head. And just as I've said, I think that my experiences, I can't remember hardly one time when I had a bad experience. I really can't. And making movies like Enrapture that have, dialogue and, they have something to say is really important to me, because even though I say the thing I love the most is the sex, it is, but there has to be something connected to that. Some reason we're having sex, some place, time, whatever. And I need that scenario set up. I mean, I've made other types of films, but that really works a lot. So Enrapture was great. And anytime Leslie directed me, it was very, very, very special. And when he died, I was really brokenhearted. It was really too bad.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming by, and take care. We're going to go to Cartrell one more time, see if we can unmute him and see if we can hear what he has to say. Cartrell?
Cartrell?
No, can't hear him.
He has on the headphones. One would think he's hearing.
Yeah, but no microphone.
Oh.
Anyway, well, we'll catch you next time, bud. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit before we wrap things up. I want to talk a little bit about a website called Celebrity Chill. Tell us about that, Ona.
Celebrity Chill is a website that brings adult performers to your TV. And, oh, you mean Celebrity Chill? Oh, Celebrity Chill. I'm the only actor, the only adult film actor there, the only one that's relatively normal. They have a lot about it. I know I'm not, but might as well say it. So it's Chainsaw Massacre. That's kind of the impetus of that thing that I saw. I really don't know enough about it to talk about it, except that this gives fans and people an opportunity to come to me, to meet me, to have fun with the chainsaw saws, those people. And yeah, I don't know much about them, but it's this guy who promotes a Celebrity Chill. He's very knowledgeable. He is the one who manages it. He has it. He does it with his wife. He sets everything up, and it's really great. He's been asking me to come on for a long time, but I had been sick. So I'm really looking forward to meeting him. And it's a great opportunity for people to come and see me and talk to me and ask me questions, and the other Chainsaw Massacre people. So it should be an interesting show, is all I can say.
Right. Yeah. And the Cinema Wasteland is the last weekend in March. It's March 31st, April 1st and 2nd. A number of the people in our group are going to be there. We're going to see that. Now, do you have a podcast now, or the O Spot? I don't know.
I have the O Spot, and again, I had to have a hip replacement, and I had to back off. I mean, I could barely think. It was not a good experience for me, that unlike it should have been a good experience. So Tim and I are going to start that up, I think, right after the show.
Okay. Well, we will certainly promote anything you have. I do see you joined our group, so that's something you want to put in anytime you want to put in anywhere you're going to be, or anything you want to promote. Feel free to just drop it in.
I will, but I also want to tell you that I still have a line of toys with Doc Johnson. And apparently the anal lube I have is one of their best sellers. I don't know why, but it is. But I have a lot of really fun stuff on there. And if you tell them, you can write to them, you can order, you can contact them and say, oh, I just saw Ona Zee. And because the man who runs the company is a very, very dear friend of mine, and has been very instrumental in my being in the business. He's the person who said, Ona, when the bell rings at 6 o'clock in the morning, you're there. When the bell rings at 10 o'clock at night, that's when you can go home. And I really took that to heart, and that really helped me tremendously.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we are so honored to have you here tonight. And despite the late start, that was no big deal. It was just part of the deal. So anyway, we certainly thank you so much for being with us. Next week, don't forget, Gerard Damiano Jr. will be with us.
I'm gonna check it out. And I want you to talk to Tim, and he'll give you my Hotmail and Instagram, and anybody who wants to talk to me, please. Richard, don't you love the glasses? Anybody who wants to talk to me can.
Okay.
I love you.
Patrick, a while back, Morty had his hand up, and I wanted to know if he got covered what he wanted to get covered. Morty?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Richard. About FM Bradley, I listened to his reality report, and he had a stroke, and he was living in Las Vegas. April had an interview. It's on the reality report. I think it was last year. I think.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, I mean, as of that, that interview, he's living in a he was living in like a home, and she interviewed him there. But He was still alert. He was improving at the time. After that, I don't know.
Well, I'll find out, and then I'll put it on my Instagram and let you guys know, because he's a dear. He's such a lovely person.
He was one of my favorites too. I love him.
Everybody loves FM, but I actually think I did a movie where I was dancing with him. I have to remember that, and I'll send it to you guys. But he was good sport, wonderful man. I'm sorry about his illness, so I will find out, and then I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Morty. I didn't want to say, because I thought that when the Realtor Report interviewed him, he was in a nursing home recovering from something, but I didn't know what. But anyway, we hope that he's back on the road to recovery and all that stuff. So,
Patrick, I have one more item I want to deal with.
You bet.
Eric, I want to say thank you. I didn't want to let this pass. I saw the wonderful review you gave my book, and I very much appreciated it. Thank you very much, sir.
Dude, it was a pleasure. I took my time reading it because I really wanted to get into it and feel what you were feeling. But you talked about your family, the kids, the wife, all that kind of stuff. That is, the words that you put on the paper, you could see them right in front of you. It was incredible writing, incredible book. Thank you.
Very kind of you. Thank you, Patrick.
Do you sell your book? I haven't seen it.
I'm going to send you a copy of it.
Thank you. Oh, there it is. I'll take it. I want it. I want it.
Okay.
All right. I love you guys. I want to thank you, Patrick, from the
You
bottom
bet. Take care. And thanks to Tim for helping out, line stuff up as well, too. So anyway, next week again, Jared Damiano Jr. right here on JizzTalking.com. We'll see you next week.